Hi there, welcome to another one of my weekend game sales reviews. Let's see what's on sale this week that might provide you a good value and some fun. The first up is on Steam. We have Sonic Shadow Generations for $37.49. Now, out of all the modern Sonic games, I do have to say I enjoyed Sonic Generations the most. Taking inspiration from both Genesis classic 2D Sonic games and 3D Sonic games, meaning old Genesis levels got the 3D treatment and new 3D Sonics did a 2D treatment. The game was pretty fun, outside of an idiotic final boss fight, and 3D Sonic controls aren't exactly the greatest, but I do look forward to reviewing the Switch game soon. But throw in a pretty much an entirely new Shadow the Hedgehog game, as Shadow gets blasted into the same time compression space as Sonic, and has to stop some evil aliens from using it to, you guessed it, take over the world, and ends up running into some old friends along the way. Shadow has some actual cool stages here. Even though I think I only played one of the games from his lineup, which was Sonic Heroes, and I guess they do have a few Sonic Adventures too, so make that 2 games. And unlike Sonic, he controls like a actual athletic creature rather than a car with bad steering. And he also has way better stage design. So you get one really good Sonic game and you get a really decent classic Sonic game all in the same package. I call that a win-win. Let's move on to Fanatical, which has some really great games on sale too. First is Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga for $8.24. From what I've played so far, it's pretty fun and an enjoyable romp through the Star Wars lineup with some pretty funny dialogue and some good open world stages, and it's worth $8.24 in my opinion. And typical Lego collect a lot of stuff and solve puzzles, I'm having fun with this game so far. Anyways, I'm moving on to Humble Bundle now, but I do want to let you know Fanatical does still have their Capcom bundle up for sale right now, so you should definitely take a look at that. But Humble also has some decent sales on some Capcom games. First, we have Mega Man 11, which is a fantastic follow-up to the Mega Man franchise, and Capcom, we need a Mega Man 12. I was in love with the way they did the graphic style in this game. It's a great way to really modernize the Mega Man look and still stay authentic to the original 8-bit design. The story was pretty good. It fit in with the other Mega Man stories. My only complaint is the stages were a bit on the long side, especially if you try to bump it up into the old school difficulty level where there's no checkpoints for a game over, but overall, it's a fun game and definitely worth adding to your collection. Another really great collection that's on sale is the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection for $29.99. Here you get to jack into 5 really great GBA JRPGs, plus you also get Mega Man Battle Network 4. Follow Land Hikari and his AI companion Mega Man.exe as they try to stop World 3 and other evil organizations from trying to use the internet to destroy the world. Let's land, you explore the overworld and the real world, and you talk to people. However, when a malfunctioning machine blocks your path, you send in Mega Man in to clear the virus and collect battle chips that you use to fight. It's a fun series with a lot of good puzzles, decent story for a game aimed at kids that are as over 20 years ago. My only complaint with this collection is you need to make sure you save and save often, because one bad mistake in battle can cause Mega Man to get deleted, and this game sends your butt clear back to the title screen, so make sure you're always saving. But if you're into more older school Mega Man games, there's still the Mega Man Legacy Collection for $5.99. And while I do enjoy the original Mega Man X collection more, the first 6 Mega Man games are really fun and worth getting into if you like old school platformer shooters. And I do recommend trying 3 and 6, because to me, these are some of my all-time favorite NES games. Now, when I was a kid, I loved sitting down in front of the TV after school for the Disney afternoon. Great shows like Chip and Dale, DuckTales, Tailspin, and Darkwing Duck. And most of the games Capcom made for them were classics. Well, with the exception of maybe Tailspin. Still, these games are really fun and worth picking up for $5. And you might want to check out what Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2 and DuckTales 2 would actually cost you on the NES, and you understand why getting this collection for $5 is a steal. And these are some really fun and great NES games too, so definitely pick them up. Of course, like any kid in the early 90s, Ninja Turtles was on my list when I woke up on Saturday mornings, and Shredder's Revenge captures that classic series as well as the Konami spin off games perfectly. You get all the voice actors from the TV series returning to play their roles. The graphics look great, fitting the Konami games almost perfectly, as well as the original cartoon series. A really great soundtrack. The combat is just super fun. The game is pretty much perfect Turtles nostalgia. If you're a fan of classic Ninja Turtles and you haven't played this game, what's wrong with you? Pick it up while it's on sale. And finally, one of my favorite way forward games for those of you who more like a parody of the 80s than actual 80s nostalgia, and that's Double Dragon Neon. Basically, the Lee brothers are out to rescue Marion again after she gets kidnapped. But this time, they're up against the evil Skullmageddon, who is basically a love child between 1980 Skeletor and 1980 Shredder, with twice as much incompetency and twice as much cheese behind him. Basically, he's one of my favorite video game villains ever. It's hard not to laugh at this guy. The game has just a wicked sense of humor, some really good controls, a decent level up mechanic. It's a really fun game and well worth $5 in my opinion, so pick this up when it's on sale. Anyways, guys, that's it for this week. Let me know if you have any suggestions.